In boxing, there are fighters who win titles, and then there are those who redefine what it means to dominate. Some rise through grit, others through power. But every generation produces one name that feels inevitable, a fighter whose precision, discipline, and aura make every opponent seem like part of a larger story. For this era, that name is Naoya Inoue, the monster. Born in Kanagawa, Japan, Inoue didn't start as a destroyer. He started as a disciplined craftsman, obsessed with detail. From his earliest amateur days, trainers described him as quiet, almost shy, but with eyes that studied everything. Inoue's style would come to embody a rare combination: the patience of a chess player and the speed of a sprinter, the calm of a surgeon and the instincts of a predator. This is the story of how a soft-spoken Japanese fighter turned into one of the most complete champions the sport has ever seen, not through chaos, but through control. Inoue's journey began like many young boxers in Japan: long hours in small gyms, repetitive drills, and a focus on fundamentals. But what set him apart was his obsession with efficiency. He wasn't interested in just hitting hard, he wanted to hit perfectly. Every punch, every movement, had a purpose. As an amateur, he racked up over 70 wins, earning a reputation for precision far beyond his years. Coaches would note how he rarely wasted motion. He could read an opponent within seconds, and when he adjusted, it was as if he had solved a puzzle others didn't know existed. By the time he turned professional in 2012, expectations were already high. Within only his 6th fight, Inoue had captured his first world title. The boxing world had seen talent before, but not like this. He wasn't just beating champions. He was dismantling them with grace, timing, and composure. The nickname, the Monster, didn't come from his personality. It came from what he did inside the ring, his ability to combine explosive power with surgical accuracy. He wasn't wild. He was inevitable. What defines Inoue is not reckless aggression but control. Where other fighters rely on brute force, Inoue relies on geometry, angles, rhythm, and timing. His jab snaps like a metronome, his footwork glides without wasted steps, and his counterpunching lands with frightening accuracy. Analysts often call his right hand one of the cleanest weapons in modern boxing. But the secret is how he sets it up. He feints, shifts his weight, watches for the smallest flinch, then delivers the exact punch needed. Whether to the head or body, he strikes in the fraction of a second between his opponent's thought and movement. It is this precision that has allowed him to climb through divisions, from light flyweight to bantamweight to super bantamweight, and make world-class fighters look ordinary. His training reflects the same philosophy. While others chase volume, Inoue chases perfection. Every session is about sharpening timing, balance, and control. As Inoue began facing international opponents, fans around the world started to take notice. His fight IQ stood out immediately. He could control distance, dictate tempo, and adapt mid-round. One of his early signature wins came when he faced Jason Maloney in Las Vegas. The moment represented more than a title defense. It was his introduction to the American stage. The Japanese champion's composure under pressure, his rhythm, and his ability to neutralize a strong challenger showed the depth of his craft. By the end, Maloney could no longer find the space to breathe, much less to fight back. For Inoue, it wasn't just about victory. It was about mastery. Every performance was another demonstration that boxing could be beautiful in its precision. When he met Michael Dasmariñas, Inoue showcased another defining trait: his ability to break down an opponent systematically. Instead of chasing a quick finish, he targeted openings with patience, focusing on the body, forcing his rival to react, then punishing every mistake. It was a display of control that bordered on artistry, a reminder that timing often beats toughness. Inoue's rematch against Nonito Donaire in 2022 stands as one of the most emotional chapters in his story. Their first meeting years earlier had been a brutal test, a fight that proved Inoue's heart matched his talent. He had fought through injury and through pain and still emerged victorious. In the rematch, he didn't just win, he demonstrated evolution. Inoue came out sharper, faster, and more composed than ever. What once had been a challenge became a statement of dominance. Donaire, a legend and future Hall of Famer, acknowledged afterward that Inoue's timing and accuracy were something special, the product of complete trust in his preparation. That win symbolized something deeper. Inoue wasn't simply a fighter relying on natural gifts. He was a craftsman, refining his technique until it became instinct. Every movement, from his subtle shifts in stance to his perfectly measured counters, revealed thousands of hours of deliberate practice. For most champions, success brings comfort. For Inoue, it brought refinement. He wanted to test himself, not coast. When he faced Paul Butler, he encountered an opponent determined not to engage, to survive rather than challenge. Yet even then, Inoue's patience shone. He didn't rush. He adapted, stayed composed, and methodically closed every door until the contest was no longer competitive. That calm under pressure defines him. He never wastes energy. He never loses focus. Even when frustration could take over, Inoue maintains his center, a reflection of both his upbringing and his mental training. Behind the scenes, his team emphasizes mindfulness, visualization, and repetition. Every session is structured, every sparring partner chosen for a reason. His father, Shingo Inoue, has been instrumental in developing not just his skills but also his mindset. Their partnership mirrors some of boxing's greatest father-son duos, built on trust, communication, and shared purpose. When Inoue stepped up to face Stephen Fulton in 2023, he was moving into yet another division against an undefeated champion known for slick defense and ring IQ. Many experts believed Fulton's movement and size would pose problems. Instead, it became another showcase of Inoue's brilliance. From the opening bell, Inoue controlled the pace with his jab, cutting off angles and dictating the rhythm. His combination of patience and precision dismantled Fulton's defense piece by piece. Each round revealed another layer of mastery, the timing, the feints, and the way he anticipated counters before they were thrown. By the middle rounds, Inoue's power began to tell, and his accuracy was relentless. The victory crowned him a four-division world champion and solidified his status as one of the sport's pound-for-pound elites. That night in Tokyo wasn't just about belts. It was about recognition. The moment the world realized that Naoya Inoue wasn't just dominating weight classes, he was redefining how dominance looked. Great fighters eventually face reflections of themselves, opponents who mirror their own hunger and courage. For Inoue, Marlon Tapales represented that next challenge. Tapales was durable, skillful, and determined to stand his ground. But Inoue's blend of sharpness, timing, and composure once again proved too much. Observers noticed how effortlessly he shifted from defense to offense, from feints to flurries. His ability to switch gears in milliseconds is what separates him. Every punch had purpose, every step had calculation. Throughout his rise, Inoue has faced opponents with vastly different styles. Aggressive punchers, defensive tacticians, counterstrikers, and veterans with deep experience. Each fight taught him something new. Luis Neri tested his patience and composure. Inoue's response wasn't fury, it was focus. He adapted, stayed disciplined, and turned the fight into a masterclass in control. His ability to read opponents, to sense timing shifts, and to adjust within seconds remains one of his greatest gifts. Later, that mindset was visible against T.J. Doheny. Doheny brought trickery, southpaw movement, and counterpunching skill. But Inoue treated the fight as a lesson, measuring distance, testing rhythm, and finding openings not through force, but through intelligence. When the end came, it was the result of sustained excellence rather than chaos. In every contest, he has shown the same defining quality, composure. Even when challenged, he never drifts from his plan. That calmness is what turns moments of danger into moments of dominance. In Japan, boxing has always been more than a sport. It is a reflection of spirit, of discipline, humility, and perseverance. Inoue embodies those traits perfectly. Outside the ring, he remains humble and soft-spoken. He rarely engages in trash talk or showmanship. Instead, he lets his performances speak for themselves. He trains with the same intensity after each victory, knowing that complacency is the enemy. For young fighters across Asia, he has become a symbol of what dedication can achieve. Gyms across the country now echo with young voices imitating his style, studying his movements, and dreaming of following his path. Japanese sports culture prizes quiet excellence, and Inoue is its modern ambassador, a man whose success comes not from ego, but from mastery. Every era in boxing needs a unifying figure, someone who transcends divisions and national borders, someone whose presence commands respect even from rivals. Inoue has become that figure. Analysts often compare him to legends like Manny Pacquiao and Roy Jones Jr., not just for accomplishments, but for how he makes greatness look effortless. Yet his approach remains uniquely Japanese, grounded in humility, efficiency, and respect for the craft. He studies film relentlessly, often watching footage not just of opponents but of his own past performances, looking for flaws no one else sees. To him, perfection is not a goal, it is a pursuit that never ends. That is why his rise through multiple weight classes feels natural rather than forced. He doesn't chase belts for glory, he chases them for challenge. And each time he moves up, he brings the same precision, the same mental sharpness, and the same sense of inevitability. At the heart of Inoue's dominance lies a simple truth: power means nothing without control. In interviews, he often speaks about rhythm and how boxing, to him, is like music. Every movement must flow in tempo, every strike must land in harmony with the opponent's rhythm. That philosophy turns every fight into a performance, not reckless aggression, but calculated artistry. His combinations are fluid, his defense minimal yet effective, and his transitions seamless. Watching him work is like seeing instinct and intellect coexist perfectly. Coaches around the world now study his mechanics, the way he generates torque through minimal motion, how he aligns his stance to maximize leverage, and how his eyes stay level even in exchanges. For young fighters, he has become a blueprint for modern boxing: balance, timing, and discipline above all else. What makes Inoue truly special is how universally respected he is. Opponents often praise him after facing him, not out of politeness, but genuine admiration. They talk about his timing, his strength, and his humility. Commentators describe him as a fighter who makes the hardest things look simple. He is not animated between rounds, not emotional in victory. He bows to his opponents, acknowledges their courage, and moves on to the next challenge. As Inoue continues his career, questions naturally arise. How far can he go? How many divisions can he conquer? Can anyone truly challenge his blend of speed, intelligence, and power? Whatever happens next, one thing is certain: Naoya Inoue has already left an imprint on the sport that will last generations. His influence extends beyond titles and trophies. He has changed the perception of what it means to be dominant, showing that the highest level of power comes from precision, and the greatest strength lies in discipline. He stands as proof that mastery is not about aggression but about awareness of yourself, your opponent, and the rhythm of the fight. In a world obsessed with noise, Naoya Inoue represents silence, the silence before the perfect strike, the silence of focus, and the silence that comes when excellence needs no explanation. From small gyms in Kanagawa to sold-out arenas around the world, he has built a legacy not through words, but through action. Each time he steps into the ring, he reminds us that greatness is not loud. It is precise, it is relentless, and it is earned one perfect moment at a time. Naoya Inoue is more than a champion. He is a master of craft, a symbol of discipline, and a living reminder that true power comes from control. His story is not finished yet, but the legend is already written.